Oh, yeah. They see starts to get weak after like eight teams in the league.
All right, we're coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Division C podcast, calling the Audible. I'm your host, as I have been all season, and will be all season. And with me all season as well, Jim Coletris.
Hey.
How's it going?
Come on, yourself.
Doing good. And back this week after a 1-week hiatus, doing business stuff, I'm assuming.
I did a business.
He did. Ego is back, and we're happy to have you back.
We're running on time. Hey!
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, 8 minutes. I'll take it though. I'll take that. And yeah, I definitely missed your fade-ins and fade-outs of the intro and outro music.
It's amazing how much that makes a difference. Other than just a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I was not expecting that at all. But still, thank you, Chap, for letting us that 1 week. As we get started here, listen. Speaking of fading in. Mo Khan with this fresh new haircut over here. As we recap the first game on our list here, BearSkins.
Why do we keep bringing attention to Mo Khan's haircut?
We have to.
Remember when he filmed it? He actually went to the barbershop?
Justin's too young for that, but there was the Rebel crew followed Mo to his barbershop and filmed his haircut when he had that pseudo fro.
Like a
1,000 views of that. 1,000 views on that.
1,000 views. Yeah. That's quite impressive, Mo Khan. We're proud of you. Yes, as BearSkins take it 27-20 over Texas Bearmanz. Mo Khan was the script for this game. MK, give us a little recap here of what you saw.
Yes, the Captain Obvious here. Well, look, this was a game that was lacking points, so some plays. Even asked Edison, he'll tell you this wasn't his best game as a quarterback. I believe he ended up going, what was it? 12 for 23, I believe.
Yeah, it was something
like that, right? And he made the last 5 plays. He had 4 to go, and he made clutch throw after clutch throw. Marco Bertoli with a fantastic grab along the sidelines, tiptoeing into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. Mike Roy and same thing with Mike Roy, guys. You know very well that for him, there's good and bad, and this was awful, Mike Roy. 80 yards passing. He had that one big run for 24 yards for the touchdown run, but otherwise. All that talent on that team going to waste because Mike Roy cannot find out rapport with those guys to become much more lethal.
Yeah, I have to call him out for that. I was struggling to get a field, but I turned around in time to see Mike Roy pull off the weirdest halfback pass it back to it. And then it was right before the half, and then he was 5 yards deep in his own end zone, and then he decided to chuck it up to nobody. It got picked off. Did they score on that drive? Did BearSkins?
They did.
So that's the difference right there. BearSkins ended up scoring on that drive. And man, was it weird. Anyway, listen, rough going for Mike Roy.
When things go well, when we're high on them, we mentioned it, and this is just definitely a big step in that direction. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, listen, we'll get to Texas in a second here, but speaking of BearSkins, right? Mo Khan talking about one of Neil's worst games. This was actually statistically one of his better games, despite the fact he finished 11 of 24, 135 yards, 4 TDs, and 1 INT. Listen, he finished with an 85.9 QB rating, but aside from that, 71.8 the week before, 30 the week before that. Granted, he had the 94.7 rating in week 1. But listen, if the season ended today, Neil would finish with a QBR of 73.4, which would be the worst of his career. Is this a matter of Neil regressing? Is it circumstance in terms of not having Sasha? Is it tough? I mean, is it
Division C? Just sort of all this criteria went up to the.
But they've played in higher divisions before,
right?
I
mean, playing top teams in Division C right now. They've had a rough schedule thus far. Sasha and Marco were missing for a game. Neil is that sort of quarterback who has his timing routes, who's comfortable with his guys. He knows how to put up the ball to his receivers. But if it's with guys that he's not as familiar with, it tends to melt down.
And I mean, listen, all that being said, ultimately it doesn't even matter, right? At this point, they're still 3-1 despite facing all these tough teams. You still have faith in the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. On the flip side here, Texas Bearmanz. Listen, we talked about them being the best 1-2 team at the time. Now falling to 1-3, that's 2 losses for them in a row. And listen, we're looking back now. I mean, officially they only have one true win on the season. It was by 6 points. It was over the now 0-4 Red Wave. We mentioned a bit earlier. Were we a bit high on them at this point? Is it just, what's going on here with
I don't think that we've been like undeservingly high on Texas Bearmanz. They're definitely a team that's dangerous. They're to be reckoned with when they're playing well. The issue is this.
Yeah.
This is just like an atrocious outing. It's not what you want to have. You want to erase that memory as soon as possible and just sort of bounce back. So I don't think it's a question of are they no longer the best 1-2 team? Yeah, they're probably still the best 1-3 team.
Okay.
It's just you need to execute at this point.
Okay. Honestly, I agree. I mean, listen, this was bad, but you have to give some QBs a week off, if you will, in terms of.
It's gonna be one of those boring shows where you guys are like, "Yep, I agree with you. Yep, I agree with you. Yep, I agree with
Can
you."
we agree once? It really? Bring back Chapman. Listen. All right. So next game here, backyard Bullies 25-18 over Shlumir TDs. Really a double loss for Shlumir TDs or with Mike Adana going down with an injury. It's his shoulder, I believe, which will take him out for the rest of the season.
It is a grade 4 dislocated shoulder that he
Something
suffered by being in the Division E game. He was subbing for 1-speed power. And our producer Chapman collided with him while diving for an interception, fell awkwardly, and dislocated his shoulder.
Thanks, Chapman.
That is rough for Shlumir TDs.
It's rough for Mike Adana. Let's wish him the best recovery.
Of course.
Thank you for that.
But yeah,
Screw Chapman.
I wish him the best while he spends time in grade 4.
Yeah, listen, Chapman, was it shoulder to shoulder?
I actually don't know. I just know details.
Whatever hit Chapman, that must be strong as hell. Because that's a grade 4 tear on one dude, and the other guy is like, he's got
Walked away scot-free.
Chapman is thick.
It's all that insulation.
That's it.
Like I was telling the Div D show, there's a reason why he's named Chapman in summertime. So
All the burgers, all the ice cream he's eating. All right, so we'll talk about the Shlumir TDs in a second. But for backyard Bullies, they're actually only averaging about 4 TDs a game through the air, but the team defense allowing the 4th fewest points with 80. The team they're 4-0. You can't take that away from them. But the last 3 games won by a single score. Should we consider that to be more luck? Is it just the way the games turned out? Do we still, is this still one of the premier teams in this division?
They are still one of the premier teams in the division. As far as their scoring output, like right now, the touchdown leader that used to be part of the score plays on another team in Division C. So someone who is one of their biggest outputs as far as putting up numbers goes is now playing for the commission, Jordan Allard. So that obviously is going to take its toll on this team as well. They're still 4-0. I don't think they care. I don't think it matters. It's just they've altered their style of play to adapt.
Right. So then, I guess we're to assume then that this is more or less what to expect week in and week out.
Yeah. They were a powerhouse in Division 4A. This is Division C. They've got a similar but a little bit more bolstered roster aside from the absence of Jordan Allard. So it's the big
Okay. And on the flip side here, as you mentioned, Mike Adana apparently done for the season with a shoulder injury. Shlumir TDs now 1-3 without the starting QB. Is it too early to say that pretty much all hope is lost here for?
are any QBs on the market? Because we see some posts on the Facebook page. Maybe they pick someone up and make a run.
They have that option. I've also mentioned George Spano on this team is a very, very confident quarterback. Quarterback for killer instinct way back when in Division C. Great numbers. Throws a fantastic pass. Big physical body too.
So do they move into QB and stock up another receiver, or do they search for a QB they're not familiar with? I mean, either way, it's going to be starting over, right?
Yeah, pretty much. To be honest, I mean, I don't know what the answer to that question is. I'm assuming
it's definitely something that needs to be resolved internally.
Well, yeah, and soon, right? Because I mean, week 5.
Another option as well, considering the score, like maybe getting Jesse P coming in quarterback. I believe he's played receiver on this team. Like he's something receiver. That just seems like a natural sort of drag and drop onto this team for instant success.
You think Jesse Dupuis is better than Mike Adana on this team roster?
I'm going to say different.
Different. In the sense that Jesse is a little bit more mobile than Mike. He can extend plays. He can buy time in the backfield while receivers are getting open. So you don't even necessarily need chemistry for that. Sort of that way back when Scott Kelly offense of just buying time with the rush while people got open and then just chucking the ball at them.
So do they actually improve with Mike Adana going down?
I don't know. It's different. Like Mike is the heart and soul of this team. It's his team from
Yeah,
the
I listen, like, I mean,
like this is not an ideal
this
circumstance.
isn't like he's going down a QB and like replacing with somebody some random dude. Like this
Simone
No, we'll get to him in a second. No, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what to expect in terms of what they're planning on doing. To be honest, I'm not sure that it will really matter just looking at what they have next. Texas Bearmanz, Junkyard Dogs, NoName now with Christian Sarantola, the Commission, and then Jaegerbomb skip over Red Wave just because they haven't really shown much. But that's a lot of good teams that they have coming up next.
Yeah,
So
the C is no gimmies, but at the same time, it's a Texas Bearmanz team that's coming off of a struggling and depleted loss. Like a lot of these games, they still have potential.
yeah, no, definitely.
I don't think Show Me Your TDs are right off at this point in the season.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
We can revisit this as well.
Yeah, no, we probably definitely will come next week, the week after. Speaking of NoName, getting their first win of the season, 37-29, but there is a little caveat, if you will, as it would appear that Blue Chips arrived late, and not just late, but very late, as they're essentially, I think it's 3 touchdowns that are unaccounted for on the score sheet, so one would assume Blue Chips showed up late. Spotted NoName an 18-0 lead, and they still came back to lose it only 29-37.
Cool.
How much credit do we give NoName for this win?
Look, at the same time, like a win is a win. They showed up on time. They were ready to go on paper. We don't know, even without the 18-0 deficit, we don't know how this game would have gone. However,
Was this game on one of those Brossard days with the weird bridge construction stuff going
I
on?
can tell you right now. Nope, it was at Stad on Monday, 7 p.m. It is very weird.
So when I first saw the result, I was pretty happy. I was like, yeah, this is good for NoName.
Yeah, no,
I did really well.
Yeah.
And then as you look more into it,
Yeah, Christian finishing 6 of 12, 93 yards, 3 TDs, 1 INT. He did manage to get Jonathan Grizzly involved, 2 catches, 44 yards, and 2 TDs. But I'm not sure until we know exactly what really happened.
So we're gonna hold off on judgment for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll give them some credit still for the win because, as you mentioned, it's still W. They still managed to hold off the comeback here. But if Blue Chips had showed up, I think that the game would have been different. That's just my opinion, though. And,
So
yeah.
what did Blue Chips learn from this?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, speaking of Blue Chips, right, they're 2-2 now. I personally think it's fair to say that they're the best team under 3-1 at this point. So, I mean, I think you would
Hopefully
agree.
this is, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully this is a wake-up call more than anything else
Yeah.
right now at this point.
And
Just sort
especially,
of, you're not going to get these easy wins anymore.
If someone was sleeping at 7 o'clock at night, that's a problem. They should probably go see their doctor.
well, what if they work a night shift?
Because it's a wake up call. Get it? Get it?
All right, where's the... Eagle is so hyped to be back, it's insane.
Oh, is he ever? And it's made even better by the fact that Mo and Alex are just sitting in the wings, just like no reaction
They
to
don't
Alex
know what's going
whatsoever.
on. Some blank empty stairs.
Well, unfortunately for them, though, we need to find out what Eagle thinks.
Yes, that's. I like that. I'll give him a jam. Eagle Thinks this week as we get Eagle back for Eagle Thinks. Eagle, are you ready for the question?
I missed your question last week, so I'm definitely ready.
All right. So very
Are we
quick.
doing 2 or just a single?
No, just the one. We had shot filling for you last
Yeah,
week.
we called it Chapman Eats.
And he actually, and hey, if he wants to impress you, he surprisingly got it right on the nose.
That's
So-
good. I got the other one right in the nose.
Be ready here.
All right.
So very quickly, explain it once again. We're going to ask Eagle a FPF related stats question. He has to guess what the number is, and Jim and I will bet essentially on what we think Eagle's answer to the question is, not what actually is the answer to the question.
And then we will tell the answer.
And then we'll tell the answer, and then we'll go from there. So, Eagle, the question is, how many QBs have thrown for 12 plus TDs in Division C so far?
How many QBs have
Yeah.
thrown for 12 or more touchdowns in Division
Thrown.
C?
Thrown.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Averaging 4 touchdowns a game.
And there's, you always have to remind me, how many teams in C? 18?
18 teams in C.
Over 12 in 4 games.
So, Eagle is calculating some percentages here.
I got a number.
Eagle has a number. GM, you can start us off.
We're just starting off, or we're going to build it up? Because I feel like
No, just, well, As in, go for it. Pick whatever.
Give me 9. 9.
No, I'm going to go 10.
Give me 11 or
I'll give that to you.
Okay.
I'll give you 11.
So 10 and below is
10 and below, I got it. 11 and above, Jim's got it. Eagle, what do you
I
got?
got 14.
Yeah,
Not too far off,
it's
Eagle.
an offensive division. Thank you.
Well, to be honest though, as Alex pointed out in his article this week, or last week rather, the defenses, kind of stepping up here, if you will, this season. It seems like, what's the, do you have a number in your head? Do you remember what it was in terms of the points scored per game?
It was 25 last week.
25 last
It
week.
was at 25 point something last week.
Yeah.
And they have changed after this week's round games.
Yeah, so anyway, the point being, it seems the QBs are not performing up to par this season.
Keep in mind, if you're looking at 12 touchdowns in 4 games, it's 3 a game. That's 18 points, right?
Well, but
So that's
again,
that's very reasonable. If you're not putting up 3 scores, you're not winning games.
but however, notice that we didn't mention the running.
Right, but the running ones you're gonna count for maybe 5 or 10 total type of thing. Oh, question for next week. But yeah,
We already have our question for next week.
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to go this season, man. We're ready to go.
For mid-season.
All right. So moving right along, topic of discussion this week is QBs. As last week we kind of omitted them from our discussion. Pretty simple. We're going to go down the list and kind of discuss very briefly each QB, whether they are playing below.
what was the answer, by the way? Did anyone actually say it?
12.
Oh, it was 12. Okay.
Yeah. They're playing below, at, or exceeding our expectations. GM, the first QB on the list, Sean Abram with the commission. What do you got?
Exceeding expectations. We all knew going into the season that Sean Abram is probably one of the premier quarterbacks of these divisions. Strong teams, consistently in the finals with his score. But the fact that on the commission, he's playing his best season ever. So he's exceeding expectations, and we already had high expectations going into this. So I think that the most successful quarterback on this list is Untitled.
Yeah, you really said it all there. And I'm going to add that the fact that he's doing so while being 4-0, while spreading the ball around, getting everybody involved, keeping everybody happy, and keeping the defense on its toes with, I think, on our game anyway, from what I saw, a good mix of play calling. Anyone that, props to you 100%. Keep it up. Abram doing very well this season so far. Rich Humes of Backyard Bullies.
Meets/exceeds. So they're 4-0. They're making it work. But like we discussed earlier on in the podcast, they're not putting up the same total touchdowns that we're used to seeing from Rich Humes on his core. And we also made mention of Rich Humes playing quarterback in Division B, sort of bringing that experience with him down to Division C. And I expect him to tear up defenses a little bit more than this, considering how skilled Rich is. But you can't knock this 4-0. And I think it's just having high expectations from someone who you want to see do well. So
Yeah.
meets exceeds.
Okay, I'm going to go on the flip side. I'm going to say below, just because I personally had very high expectations for Rich Humes coming in. Following his 51 touchdown season with no fly zone in Division C, spring 2016, 48 touchdown season in winter 2017, did 4A. So far, he got his 12 TDs, 2 INTs. Granted, he's only played 3 of those 4 games. They had Corey Woloski subbing for the other one. It's par for the course for Humes. He's on pace for 40 TDs, 6 INTs, which is still fantastic. But for me, it's just below what I believe that Humes would be at. I honestly expect him to
this is one of the few instances where it's sort of a negative connotation. But
Yeah.
we expect so much.
No, exactly. I honestly thought Rich would be tearing it up, and Brent Listy still has plenty of time to do so. But so far, it's good. It's just not the level I was expecting for Rich. Jason Rossi of Junkyard Dogs.
Two-parter. Right now, sort of meets expectations, just sort of par for the course. Okay, but I feel like if you ask me this question in another 6 weeks, 5 weeks, I'm going to give you a total different answer. Carpeliche on this lineup full-time now, so he was in for his second game of the season. And I think that as these two create more rapport and Carm's knowledge and influence on Jason continues to grow, he's going to grow as a quarterback without a doubt. And I think that we're going to see it take dividends in the season.
Yeah, I'm going to go meet/exceeds. He has been better efficiency-wise this season in terms of his QBR. I think it should be noted, though, that he is honestly one of the textbook cases of what you want to see as a quarterback. Starting in Division E, moving on to 5B, and now Division D, and now C. He's been doing more or less better every season. Yeah, exactly. And that's what you want to see, right? You want to see QB start from the kind of the lower rung and just keep finding that success as they move up. And as you mentioned, Carmen Police will be huge, I think, for him. especially with the fact that he's been kind of going up with the same group of guys. That familiarity is there, and now he gets to add the talent and the wisdom of Carmen Felice. I mean, it's not just what he can do on the field, but in the huddle, giving him plays, giving him advice, whatever. I think is fantastic for Jason Rossi, and I think it's going to continue being as such as the season goes on. Jordan Mitchell of Blue Chips.
Neat. So I had seen Blue Chips play before in Division 4B, and it's sort of been the same thing for Jordan. It's working for the Blue Chips right now. That sort of buy time in the backfield and then chuck it up to an open receiver, as we've mentioned before, that it sort of works in this division. The problem is that as defenses grow stronger and you get further along in the playoffs, that doesn't work as much. So he's sort of meeting my expectations right now, and I'd like to see him do more.
Yeah, that's I definitely agree with meeting. Only second season as a full-time QB, but as you said, that's his style so far. I'm not sure how far he can really go with it. That being said, you can talk about. No, I'm not gonna go there. Too long. maybe next week I'll expand. But for now, I'm just gonna say meets and agree with you. Christian Santola, NoName.
Exceeds, because we're talking about the quarterback position for each team, and if we went into this season with the sort of Yannick Dawson overview and wondering what was going on, and now they've made the switch, that exceeds our expectations right there. They made the switch, and it's been somewhat successful for them at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the total cop out and say incomplete because they only played 2 games. Mike Adonna, show me your TDs / your expectations. For Hey, you gotta roll.
Please get also.
Yes, definitely. That I think is fair enough to say. To be honest, from what he had done before then, I mean, it wasn't it wasn't the craziest numbers for Mike. As I bring them up here very quickly, 15 TDs, 8 INTs in 4 games. It's good. 79.9 QB rating. It's not crazy, which honestly I guess is what we kind of expect from Mike. Mr. Riot of Going Deep.
Exceeds. We all thought that Going Deep would not even be a competitive team in this division, and they do have 1 win at this point. So even that right there, they're close within games. I feel like there may be another one soon. Exceeds just with that information.
Yeah, 5 TDs, 6 INTs so far. That's better than what I would probably honestly give him. So definitely agree with you on that one. Simon Duchesne, Jaegerbaum.
Exceeds. It's been a sort of similar roster that he's brought up with him. They've tweaked it a little bit. It was difficult to watch because Royals just came off playing Simon Duchesne, and Simon, after having run like 20 kilometers the day before, was having knee pains and issues. He had to take himself out of the game, and it was a little bit more disappointing considering that he was just getting into his rhythm at that point. He exceeds my expectations, having consistently moved up from our Division B team, 4B as well. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go a bit more on the other side. I think those are fair points. But for me, I just thought going in that they would honestly come in and just kill it. And granted, as I mentioned a bit earlier in terms of the defenses that they faced, very tough. But, that's what you want to see, right? You want to see teams be able to overcome that, QBs overcome that. And it's been good. It's just not been great. And that's why, for me, I think he's below meeting at this point in the season. Simon Dagenet, home for the Highlanders.
Home for the Highlanders. Congratulations on being the only team who could not use Sean Steen correctly.
Hey, I wasn't even there for that, so I'm so glad actually that I missed that game because I get to bash the crap out of them now. Yeah, well, what do you
Simon knows it as well. He mentioned it in his full league article, I guess, where he breaks down every division and who impressed with
League-wide article.
League-wide, thank you.
That's why.
Simon knows it. This isn't lightweight. Home for the Holidays and lightweight are completely different from each other right now. And Simon knows it, so below expectations.
Yeah, this is below even for standards. I mean, okay, to be honest, we joke about Simon a lot. He is a good quarterback, it seems, when he wants to be, because that's what makes this so frustrating is the fact that he's killing it with lightweight.
Well, no, he has the same playbook on both teams. It's just that one division knows it and the other one doesn't.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's Simon's familiarity with the guys on lightweight because this team, you can tell it was built by Paolo because of how it's strong. And this would be a great team under Fred Morrison. This would be an ideal team for Fred Morrison because of the sort of routes that Fred runs, where Simon's are a little bit more timing based. it's not the same thing catching passes from him, so you really have to get into that rhythm. And the pieces in this puzzle don't go together.
Look, to be, we're going to move on in a second. Just to be fair to Pease, this was, I think, honestly, a bit more half-half in terms of him and Simon putting this team together. To be fair to Pease, for once, even with his own atrocious GMing skills. Look, it's been bad all the way around, but to keep it succinct, Simon himself has really, I think, he shoulders most of the blame here. Just missing wide open receivers, calling weird plays at weird times, and it just hasn't worked, and very frustrating for everybody involved. So we'll move right along to a guy who's not, I think, having any frustrations. Corey Johnson of Royals, what do you got?
Absolutely exceeds. Going into the winter season, Corey hadn't thrown a football in like 5 years. He didn't play quarterback throughout the Division 5 regular season, but jumped in throughout the playoffs. Numbers were okay. It was enough to win the team a championship, but statistically, his numbers were average.
There's some dust on your shoulder. You should.
Thank you. So there was a little bit of hesitation seeing how he'd do against the Division C defenses, but considering the pieces he has around him, no difficulty.
Yeah, I'm going to act like the cool guy I am and then say meeting. Man, I'm telling you, I remember back when I was scorekeeping last season, he just like launched me a rocket from like halfway, nonchalantly, not caring whatever. And I was like, that dude can sling a football. And then from there, then to just killing it in the playoffs, you can tell right away that he's the kind of quarterback who's going to do very well in this division. And that's why it's crazy when I went back and looked at his previous stats from past seasons. It's like, look at 30. I think I wrote down. He never cracked 40 TDs passing, and he never threw fewer than 13 ITs. And this season, I'm telling you, he's like unstoppable. It's absolutely insane. Listen, I'm going meeting, and very glad for you guys. Also, screw you. Justin Lerner, Smash Bros.
Not really fair to make an assessment at this point.
Slash expectations for Jonah Cohen then.
I guess exceeding, considering that we didn't think that this team would be one of the top tier teams in the conference league.
Okay, all right.
That right there.
All right, here's what I got. For Lerner, exceeded because, as you mentioned, the fact that they've done so well speaks volumes for this team. And for Cohen, I had very high expectations coming off of like 3 fantastic seasons. And now I'm not sure if I should temper that a little bit coming off of his 2 TD performance last week. So I think I'm going to hold off. But anyway, for Cohen, I have very high expectations. Maybe it was just a 1-week thing, shaking off the rust. That is what I have to say about that. Jeff Rosenblatt, impeccable D.
Absolutely exceeding. Holy shit, is he mobile? I don't know what he did or in his recovery after that injury, but he's come back much stronger. And this is Division C as well, whereas Rosenblatt has struggled in Division C in past seasons. So this is without a doubt his best outing thus far.
Yeah, you really said it all there. For Neil Edson, for me, well, we discussed him earlier. I'm going below for what we said.
Cool. Yeah, but they're winning, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, all right. So what do you got? Meeting? Is he meeting for you in terms of quarterback play?
Below is still
okay.
fine.
All right.
It's below with an asterisk.
Granted. Danny Demore, friends in low places.
Meeting. I had high hopes from Danny coming into the season, and he's doing okay. So meeting.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say. His stats and performance are about where I had him. The fact that they're coming up. This is a team that I'm pretty sure could fit in Division D1, if not D2. So yeah, I mean, you expected kind of more or less okay. That's kind of what we've done so far. But still props to coming up and playing Division C at QB. Fred Millette, Nuggets.
Meeting. They've just been inconsistent, but we've known that going in, so meeting.
Yeah, I was going to go meeting, but I'm going to go exceeding simply because, in terms of the sacks, he already has 11 sacks thus far, which seems like a lot, but his interception numbers are, in terms of ratio, down from previous seasons. If that's the case, if you taking the sack over chucking at the ball and trying to force a play and getting it picked off, props to you. That's a sign of improvement. I'll go exceeding for that point alone. Michael Roy of Texas Bearmanz.
Give me an average of meeting expectations, because you have instances where he's really exceeded, and then that one instance where we're not going to let this go until he performs again. But I think it averages out to meeting. He has strong outings, and then just a really, really weak one. So
honestly, I agree. I'm going to maybe tend more to the below side, just because when you have Khalil Kerr and Crazy Gordon on your team, they make it so easy for you, man. Just dink and dunk it down to them. And it's been okay so far, but it hasn't been, as you said, consistent. Gab Cote of MVE.
Meaning, it's not even like it's not even that he's doing poorly, which would merit does not meet expectations. It's more just like guys on the team aren't there. At times, Miss on his own is there. Sometimes he's not. Other times, and like when everyone's there, they struggle to make the plays. Like there's bad drops, there's miscues on defense. Their tempers get the better of them. So I don't think it falls directly on Gab Cote's shoulders.
Granted, I'm going to put it on his shoulders anyway. I'm going with below. He's been on a downward spiral. It's weird since like spring 2014. He had 43 TDs, 7 INTs. This season, 7 TDs, 8 INTs through 4 games. As you mentioned, it's not all on him. But as a quarterback, you have to be that leader. You have to be the one, to get the team going. And it just hasn't happened for them at all offensively. They've barely scored more than 2-3 TDs a game, which is not going to get you W's in Division C. And the last one here, Mario Pareca of Red Wave.
Below expectations. I don't know if it's a question, because you can see how well he's doing in Division B right now. I don't know if it's a question of Mario needs to surround himself with the sort of talent, and he's struggling to beat guys that don't fit into his mold of how he does football. But if Mo finished playing that garage door bully. So yeah.
Thanks, Mo!
He's got to look at the neighbors. He's got to shop the fade here. The haircut to all the neighbors. Clearly, that's what Mokan's doing.
Mr. CFFN.
Yes.
I just think that for the caliber quarterback he should be doing better, regardless of who's on this team.
Yeah, to expand on your point, I'm going below. Given his past seasons, Division C season, I think this so far is kind of below what he's shown that he can do, and I think doubly so when, as you mentioned, seeing how much he's killing in Division B. It's just weird when you have, we talked about on this roster countless times. I just think that with that roster, with what he's shown he can do, he should be doing a lot better, and he's not. So step it up, Mario. That will do it for us. Evil Thinks as we move right along to the previews for this week. Game number 1, Impeccable D versus Smash Bros.
Really a good game.
Yeah, honestly, who do you got?
I like Impeccable D for this one.
GM likes the D.
That's surprising. Defense wins championships, right?
Oh, that D. Oh, yeah.
I think that Smash Bros. have a solid schedule right now, like 3-1. They've lucked out in some instances as well. I think that they're going into this game on a high, and they're not expecting the sort of scrappiness that Impeccable D are going to throw at them. And I think it's just going to come down to possession, time clock management, and that one play on defense that's going to change it.
I'm going to go the flip side just because, the Impeccable D group laid waste to my team in Division D, and I'm still pissed. So
you're picking against them because they beat.
That's right. Yeah, I'm mad. And look, I'm expecting a big bounce back game from Jonah Cohen. As I mentioned, he went 12 of 22, 112 yards, only 2 TDs in his first game last week rather. J Flow is back in the mix, 6 catches, 67 yards. I'm expecting big things from him if he decides to show up. That's about it for me. I'm going to go Smash Bros here with, I guess, an upset. We don't even know. Doesn't matter. That's what I got for this game. Jaeger Bomb versus Junkyard Dogs.
I don't know if Simone Shane is healthy. So I think that Simone Shane's health is that one question mark. Even if he's at full health, Junkyard Dogs right now, the roster's bolstered a little bit. They're firing on all cylinders. It's hard to pick against them at this point. Yeah,
honestly, all you really have to say for this one is, can anybody stop Karan Boliche? I think the answer is no, so Junkyard Dogs. Red Wave versus MVE in the battle of whose offense is less bad. That's honestly, that's really it.
Glance, give me Red Wave. I think that for everything that I just mentioned about Mario not sort of having the chemistry and not connecting with the players on this team, at the core, I think that on paper, Red Wave are a better team than MVE, and it's going to show in this game. Even if MVE are making play after play after play, it'll still be a close game.
Yeah, Red Wave
We have a contributor.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, Captain Obvious response here. Just remember, Red Wave are missing guys. Some guys are on the
Yeah, but
Mexico
like
trip.
they brought down guys like Justin Julian. With subs, Red Wave put up the most points.
Then with this core,
But that's what I mean is that like there are players that fit the mold for Mario better for the style of offense that he runs. So it's
Listen, you guys can convince me. I'm gonna go Red Wave because I like to be right about stuff in life. That will do it for us here. Jim, your final thoughts.
not many.
All right. Yeah, I have none either actually. Eagle, what do you got?
That was the worst camera switch for no reason. I just get to him, nothing, and they're just staring off into the abyss.
That is how we're gonna end today's show because we are who we are. Thanks for tuning in and catch you guys next week.
Good job.
Good shit. That shit.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you all for sticking around.
With the gym? Mokan, why are you still here?
we'll be a friend about to give him a gift for his daughter. Well, my mom.
Mokan, what's the Italian thing? The people who take care of the kids like that.